You're tuned into the Blue Zone Show with DJ EVP and special guests. Need information on being a guest on the Blue Zone Show? Send your information to DJ EVP at thebluezoneshow@hotmail.com. Follow us on our live stream right here on Twitch. Here's your host, DJ EVP. EVP.
Oh, yeah. What up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Thanksgiving, man. Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm sure some people are already smoking turkeys and some other stuff out there, you know. But happy Thanksgiving to everybody tomorrow. I'm shooting it out right now. We got a good show, man. Good show tonight. We got Princess Darkness in the house, y'all. Episode 51. I'm not going to waste no more time. We're going to chop it up with her in a bit. But for now, you know what? I'm going to send it over to her. What you say, girl? Let's go.
house. Okay, party people in the 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 house. Okay, party, okay, party.
could you guess when you're only thinking of yourself and how you look to other girls? Happiness seems to be loneliness, and loneliness killed my world. How could you guess when you're only thinking of yourself and how you look to other girls?
do it. You know I wanna do it too. Out here on the dance floor.
We can make sandwiches. I know you wanna do it. You know I wanna do it too. Out here on the dance floor. We can make sandwiches.
I know you wanna do it. I know you wanna too. I know you wanna do it. I know you wanna too. I know you wanna do it. 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 Do it, 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 do it.
I know you wanna do it. You know I wanna do it too. Out here on the dance floor. We can make sandwiches. You can be the bun, and I can be the burger girl. I know you wanna do it. We can make sandwiches. So make your thighs like butter, easy to spread, and we can make sandwiches. Out here on the dance floor. Come on, we can do it.
I know you wanna do it. You know I wanna do it too. Out here on the dance floor.
We can make sandwiches. Let's go.
Let me get on that.
Just roll about that.
Let me get on that. Let me get on that.
Let's go.
change and now I'm moving on.
bad boy, real boss. 2, if it, 1, yep, 3. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. 'Cause I got it going on. Got it going on. I'm a gangster, but y'all knew that. The big boss dog, yeah, I had to do that. I keep a blue flag hanging on my backside, but only on the left side. Yeah, that's the flip side. Ain't no other way to play the game the way I play. I cut so much you thought I was a DJ. 2, if it, 1, yep, 3. SC and double low shit. I can't really just break it down when I take it. See, I specialize in making all the girls get naked. So don't change the diesel, turn it up a little. I got a living room full of fine dime pencils, waiting on the whistle, the diesel, and the shizzle. G's to the bizac, now ladies, here we whistle. 2, if it, 1, yep, 3. SC and double low shit. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. 'Cause I got it going on. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. 'Cause I got it going on. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. 'Cause I got it going on. I'm a bad boy. Real boss.
Twerking now. And pop them cheeks to the beat, left cheek, right cheeks to the beat, left cheek, right cheeks to the beat, left cheek, right cheeks, left cheek, right cheeks, left cheek. Drop it to them red bottoms, look back, smile, rotate and pop them left cheek, right cheek. Stop them on cue and make them clap, 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 clap. Left cheek, right cheeks. Booty, Judy, twerking now. Booty, booty, big booty, Judy, twerking now. Booty, booty, big booty, Judy, twerking now. Booty, big booty, big booty, Judy, twerking now. Booty.
Wow. What up, everybody? Hope everybody enjoyed that, man. Man, we got a princess in the house, guys. Princess Darkness, y'all. Episode 50, man. Wow. She brought it, guys. She brought it. Let her get a little comfortable right now. We're going to chop it up right now.
I'm comfortable. I'm as comfortable as I'm going to be.
You good right there?
I'm good right here.
All right. I think let's see. You good right there, that mic?
Am I good right here with this mic? Closer? Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. We're good. So, man, episode 50.
50 or 51.
50.
And I don't even look a day over 36. Thank you for having me, seriously. I heard Josek's on here. I've watched a few of your previous shows, listened on your Mixcloud too, so it's an honor. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for, accepting, wanting to come in. Because that's about featuring the DJs out there, showing everybody how everybody's different styles, different genres of music. It's fun. It's awesome. I think I have the most fun out of anybody because I get to see DJs come in.
You got the entertainment right
every
here
week.
all the time, huh?
They be coming in every week, and it's a fun ride. And I want to thank everybody because if it wasn't for the DJs and everybody out there on Twitch and social media, if it wasn't for all you guys, there wouldn't be no me. There wouldn't be no Blue Zone show. So thanks everybody. It takes a lot of people to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a cool thing for the DJs too, because so many times when you go into a club or something, there's like a format you stick to, or even on a lot of radio programs, that's the case. So it's cool that you can just come in here, plug in, and be like, what do I feel like doing today? That's really liberating. Yeah,
and that's the whole point of exactly what you touched is the DJ. I want them to be themselves. I want them to be themselves and showcase whatever they want, I mean, some people have come in here, and spun stuff completely different than what they do, say, for example, on the radio or somewhere else. And people are like, wow, like, what the, where did that come? They weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. And
the thing for me is like, there are things you can't get away with in the club that you can do on radio because it's a different listener. They're likely doing something different. They may be driving in their car or they may be cleaning their house or whatever, and they still want to get their groove on, but it's different than what's happening in the club, Yeah. The club is like great, you get the thrill of the lifetime there because when you're vibing with the crowd, like that's what DJs do it for, right? But at the same time, you really have to play to the audience, and you can't be as selfish as you can be on the air when you're sort of like imagining your audience, and you're just like, okay, we're gonna go on a journey together, but I'm the driver tonight.
See, those are some great words you just said, because you totally understand it's a journey that you're taking them on, and I've heard that from, I actually heard it from one guy the first time I ever heard it. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he said, you know what? Music is about a journey.
It is.
Taking you through, through an adventure.
Absolutely.
And that was dope.
Thank you.
You brought it. You delivered. It was awesome. So you know what? Enough about this. Let's talk about you.
All right.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, I've been DJing since like I think 2011. Early 2012. I actually got started at McMurphy's on the east side of Bakersfield.
Okay, yeah.
So what had happened was I graduated from college in like 2010, and I had this fancy degree or whatever, and like no real experience. So I was looking to build a resume, and it just happened that two good friends of mine, Jake Chavez and Greg Looney, had this crazy idea that they were going to start a radio station and be legit because in the past they'd done pirate radio. And I was like, okay, yeah, nice pipe dream, whatever. But they were like, look, we could really use some help doing like grant writing and some proposals and things like that. We know you're like the girl with words because I was an English major. I was like, okay, I'll make you guys a deal. Let me help you out, give myself a cool title that I can put on a resume, and I'll do some grant writing for you. So we started that way. year and a half later, it was time for the station to go on the air, and they were like, oh shit, we got to get DJs now. And they were like, hey, we definitely want to have a goth show, and we can't think of anybody else we want to do it except you, because you're already here too. And I mean, look at me, right? I kind of fit the bill.
So it was a perfect combination there.
It was, yeah. So while we were waiting for the tower to finish being constructed and to get our final FCC clearance to actually go on the air, Greg was a bartender at McMurphy's, and he was like, look, I'm going to bring in a PA, a real simple setup. You guys are going to have a board, and I'm just going to teach you guys like simple radio transitions, how to pick a playlist, and how to just troubleshoot things that might happen, whatever, you know. And I was like, literally, I'd never DJ'd before, never even thought about it before until that. I was so nervous. So my very first time ever even trying to DJ was live in front of people. So I kind of cut my teeth live. I never was the person sort of locked in my bedroom doing it. And that's why those people are so much more technically better than I am. But definitely that got me hooked on it. And then I started my goth show on KSVG. I actually started at Christmas Eve. That was my first time on air. I'll never forget that. That was, 5 years ago now, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah. And since then, I was starting out with goth, just doing my goth, dark wave, death rock thing. And I was hanging out with Josex quite a bit because he's my dark side homie. He listened to this kind of dance music that I had heard before, mostly like back in the day on the east sides, hanging out off Edison Highway with my cousins. And I didn't know it had a name. And the name was breakbeats. And once he really kind of like opened me up to that world, it just kind of changed everything for me. And I realized, you know what? I may wear a lot of black, but I kind of want to shake my ass too. And it was okay to like explore that with that crowd. You know, Dark Side was feeling that same vibe I was, you know. So it really gave me the freedom to kind of like try new things, and definitely like they would let me know when I was slipping. And so it was a really good way to kind of like learn to track select better, pick better mixes, keep my transitions a lot tighter, because I was going to hear it if I fucked it up.
Oh, yeah, they were going to let you hear it.
And now all these years later, I think I've been DJing for like 7 years now, I think. And I don't know. I'm looking to see what happens next. It's a journey.
You come a long way.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I have.
Think about it. Think about the first time you actually tried it to where you're at now.
Yeah, that's true. I've had residencies in Heresy, our goth club in Bakersfield. Basement, of course, at the Mint. We do that. I used to do a thing when there was that place downtown called On the Rocks. I had a night called Church. And it didn't last that long, but it was really controversial. It kind of pissed some people off that I called it that. And I had this flyer, and it was like Jesus is a punk rocker smoking a cigarette, and he had like a Casualty shirt on and stuff. And pissed a few people off, so that was kind of short-lived. But I'm always looking for, you know, the next thing I haven't tried. I love like trying new things. Like festivals are kind of new to me. Dark Side's been throwing Audio Trist we just finished our 3rd year now. I've had the pleasure of going and doing an out-of-town festival with some friends, and that's kind of like the next thing I want to get into, is more like the festivals.
That's cool. That's cool. Everybody, I want to welcome you guys to the Blue Zone show. If you guys are just tuning in, we got guest Princess Dark Side right here, guys. No, not Dark Side.
I'm from the
darkness.
Dark Side. Princess
Darkness
Darkness.
from the Dark Side. Come on.
That's right.
On. So, as you said, that's how you made your initial break. How did you get into goth?
That was really just kind of organic. I think I stopped wearing color in like 3rd or 4th grade. Noelia and I like to joke that we don't look this way because life went well for us. So I had like a really early introduction to it that way. I was kind of just looking for something that wasn't the status quo. I didn't know that that's what I was doing, but definitely got into like The Cure, The Cramps real early. And it just kind of, I kept exploring from there. I found Christian Death, Sisters of Mercy, all of this stuff. And it was like a whole new world. And I really glommed onto that during my sort of adolescence, you know, junior high, high school. And I was really fixated on it. And it was weird because all of my cousins, I had all these like Filipino cousins and stuff, and they were all hanging out on the east side, and they were listening to like all the like 90s hip hop and stuff that I look back at now that I do breaks. And I'm like, that's the foundation. And all that stuff was what I was like pushing away at the time because I was so engrossed in just everything had to be goth, you know? And I learned that it's okay to be sort of dichotomous. And so once I started exploring the breaks, it's like I still love my goth. I listen to that at home. I make mixes. We're doing Freaky Things tomorrow at the Mint. That's where we kind of get back to our roots. So Basement's gone on like 10 years now or something, and way back before it was even called Basement, it was just Dark Side DJ night, and we would show up at the Mint, Jose would be DJing, and it was always like the goth stuff, the dark wave, all that shit. But by the end of the night, everybody's drunk, we're getting ratchet, everybody wants to hear the breaks or some good hip hop and stuff like that. And so that kind of exposed me. That was probably like 2006 or something. And that's when it really clicked to me that like it was okay to explore both. And so that's been the journey. So I'll always love them both. I mean, it was really nice to be able to do that on KSVG. On Thursday nights, I had my dark wave show called Waves of Darkness, but on Fridays, I had my breakbeat show called Breaks of Darkness. Oh, man. So it was like Thursday night goth, Friday afternoons, it was all about the booty.
Wow. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then the club on the weekends.
Hey, music never ends.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, not for me.
So do you actually like peace and quiet at any time of the... I got to ask you that because I definitely like my peace and quiet at a certain point, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I get that in my day job. I work at a city college. I run a writing lab, and so I teach students how to read, write, and speak English. So definitely I get my librarian sort of on during the day. So I'm actually way louder at night. I'm done being quiet. I'm done being demure, and it's time to freak out.
You know what? I know of a student that would, that needs that, but
well, send him my way. Oh, right over there?
Yeah, he's right there inside there.
Oh, snap. You'll have to... all right, you can hook us up later. I'll tutor. So I remember I was going to tell you a story because we had talked about this earlier. You wanted to hear about the time I punched a guy in the face.
Yeah, because you know what? The question is this. I know we talked a little bit about it, but you know what? How did that happen? Is it... Let me ask you the question like this: being a woman, how difficult is it out there in the DJ world?
I mean, it definitely. I for sure know that I get treated differently than a lot of the guys. A lot of times, it's just that I'll look around and notice like I'm always the only girl there, and so I have to kind of get used to the boys' club thing and stuff like that. Lots of toilet humor. And that's mostly okay with me now, but like, I don't know, it's different because if I'm really nice to another DJ, really into their set, like kind of being a fan, then it's sometimes that accusation, oh, she's flirting or she just wants him or whatever. It's like, I can't just vibe with another DJ, like he's a homie. So there's that part that you deal with. And then there's are you holding your boyfriend's decks or, stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Wow. The nice thing is being a girl, sometimes I walk in the club and somebody will take my decks and be like, oh, let me carry that for you. And I won't say no to that. Yeah, if you want to carry my decks, go ahead. But, I think at least locally, enough people have come to know me as a DJ that that's gotten better. But definitely there have been times where I've been in the club and it was like, a guy will stare at me like, who is this girl? Why is she behind those decks where the DJ's supposed to be? And it's like, no, that's me, dog. So this guy, turned out he's a homegirl's fiance. Didn't know that at the time. I guess he also DJs, although I've never seen him DJ anywhere. But that's the word on the street. So I was in the middle of a live set at Basement, and it's going fine. Packed crowd. We're doing our thing. And this guy comes up and he just reaches across the table to my decks and starts like he's going to turn one of my knobs because I had a filter on. I guess he thought I had the filter on accident. I'm like, no, that was on purpose. So without saying anything to me, he just reaches across and starts to filter out this knob. And it was just an instinct. I was just like, who the fuck do you think you are? And I socked him in the face. Not hard. Like, I didn't go for his eye or anything like that. But I just had to check him one time so that we'd be on the same page about don't touch my shit. And it was fine. He backed off. He kind of, like, acknowledged that point. And, like, a year and a half later or something, we ran into each other at a party. And he looked familiar to me, and I didn't know where I knew him from. And I was feeling friendly. I'm like, God damn, like, where do I know you from, dog? And he's like, because you socked me in the face.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's cool. We're fine now. We came to an understanding.
He didn't. His
Yeah.
cheek wasn't all.
Yeah, no, his cheek wasn't hanging
All
off.
messed up or that,
He
huh?
didn't have like
No
Franken.
scars or
Yeah. No, I didn't leave him Scarface. I wasn't wearing any rings, so that was probably good.
Man, he's lucky. You could have put some. You could have gave him some damage.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. It's like, you touch my Dex, you touch my baby, and I can't have you touch my baby.
That's true. You don't want them touching. You know,
It's an etiquette thing. You know, there's certain things you don't do.
yeah.
But
So some people need to understand that. Keep your hands off equipment. You know,
yes,
it's not
especially
your-
the drunks in the bar.
Oh,
But I do feel like that's probably, if I had been a guy up there doing that, I don't think he would have touched those decks. So I kind of knew that was because I was a woman at that point. But I'm really fortunate, like, because most of our Dark Side DJs are guys. It's just me and Noelia. We're the only two girls. And the guys are so supportive of me. They're like my brothers. We travel together. We spin together. We lift each other up. We tear each other down when we need it to. So as long as I have my Dark Side family and I have like that unit, Dark Side DJs just norms out everything else. So it's like, even if I have a bad night with other DJs or I get disrespected somewhere while we're like going and seeing other DJs, it's not a thing because I know I got my crew with me.
there you go. Mm-hmm. They got your back. They got you.
Yeah. If I'm gonna fight anybody, it's them.
Would that be like your craziest DJing experience that you've ever, or you got some?
That's one of them. So, okay, I want to say it was like 2 years ago with the Mint. We were DJing for New Year's. New Year's was on, I want to say like a Saturday. So it was like pretty lit, right? The Mint was absolutely packed to capacity. Our homeboy had come down from Fresno. He's a goth DJ from Fresno, and he'd come down and he had these blow-up dolls, and we're doing this like blow-up doll parade through the crowd. You can barely get through. It's like Mardi Gras in there. You can barely get through, and it's well after midnight. I'm in the middle of a set. You know, I have my gear set up just like that, and we were inside because it was like cold, and I think it was raining or something, so we weren't on the patio. Everyone starts having to come inside because they were shutting down the patio. So this place is just shoulder to shoulder, right? And a fight breaks out. And all I remember was like the crowd just surged. And I'm talking like 20, 30 people. And there was just this ocean of flesh coming at our tables. And I just went, shit, like, protect the gear. Like, that's all I could think of. And I just threw my body on top of the decks. I'm like, please don't fall off the table. Please don't fall off the table. Messed up my mix, but it did save all of our equipment and ended up being fine. Fight got broke up, got shoved out. But probably the craziest was when I was DJing Club Heresy, though, because that place was big. It was at the Replay Lounge, and we had like 3 rooms of music and bands. It was a goth club, so there was a fetish room, so you know, spanking, tying up, all that shit. I was in the main hall, I guess you'd say, and there was a go-go cage, a welded steel go-go cage that the club promoter had actually made, and he would bring it every month just for this club. Wow. I was probably in the last 20 minutes of the night before last call and had to shut down music. And I just remember, so both the other rooms had to shut down already. So all of these people from this club, it's like 300 people, converge on this one room. And I mean, they're on top of the tables. They're on top of like there were like half walls that would divide little like VIP areas and stuff. They're standing on top of that. Girls are just, they don't even care anymore. They're just lifting their skirts up and shaking their asses in the middle of a goth club. And I see this solid steel, it looked like a shark cage. That's what this go-go cage looked like, right? Like right out of Jaws. And I see this thing, it's heavy as fuck, right? And it's just traveling across the dance floor because people are trying to squeeze into it so much. They're pushing this thing across, tore the floor the fuck up. We got in a lot of trouble after that. And they actually squeezed those bars apart, solid steel, getting so many people in that go-go cage. Wow. Yeah, and I had heard, I don't remember what newspaper or where it was at, but somebody wrote an article about it the next day that there was this club that or there was this event that tore up the club, blah, 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 blah. That was me. Oops. That was probably the craziest. Yeah.
Wow.
Those goths, they go hard.
So is there a mentor out there that you could say that's, pretty much put his arm around you and...
Why I gotta be a he? No, I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah, there's probably two. I think obviously the first one was Greg Looney because he was the first one that ever asked me even to DJ. So if he hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be sitting here now. He taught me just the basics: pick a good set list, do good tracks, make solid, smooth, tight transitions. He used to call it high and tight, babe. I want it high and tight. So definitely him. And then honestly, after that, it's Josex. He's the one that introduced me to the breaks. He definitely taught me more about transitions, how to go digital. I was using his Tractor Pro the very first time I DJ'd with him. He's like, look, because at the time I was just doing CDs, right? And he's like, look, this is what we do. So step it up if you're going to do a gig with me. And I was like, okay. I was so nervous. I'll never forget. He's kind of setting up and he's showing me what we're going to do. And I'm just staring at him like a deer in the headlights. Couldn't even hear words coming out of his mouth. And he looks at me and he's like, breathe. I was like, all right, that's all I needed to hear. And that was, I don't know, 5 years ago. We've been doing it ever since. So absolutely, he's been a mentor to me. And now we're sort of like, I call him my partner in Sonic Crimes. We think alike. We go after the same kind of visions. We appreciate the same kind of gigs. We like, of course, a lot of the same DJs and producers and stuff like that. We were talking today, like we were finding some event that was going to go down in like Fresno. We're like, yeah, we got to hit that up. Dark Side got to represent. So I would say those are my mentors.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain DJ that you got up there that's your favorite DJ?
At Audio Trist, I was really privileged to get to open up for Eva from Los Angeles Breakbeat Association. And I've seen her in the Santa Monica? Yeah, in the Santa Monica clubs. Laba does a lot of events down there. And I'd seen her DJ several times, and she just fucks it up. I mean, this girl is unapologetic, just booty and bass, relentless, like Miami breaks. And she just melts my face every time. And I'm like, all right, I gotta really step it up if I'm gonna open for her. And so she's the one that I sort of keep an eye on because I think we have similar styles. We definitely are in similar scenes, even though she's in LA and I'm here. But definitely, I mean, she came up for Audio Trist. We've gone down there to support her. So she's really the one that I watch. In terms of sort of, I guess, quote unquote famous DJs, a lot of the break standards, DJ Icy, Baby Ann, oh God, I don't know. Huda Hudia, that's one I do a lot of. Jose even says, okay, Eva, she's going to do some Huda Hudia, so just do stuff like that.
Man. So where do you see yourself being in, say, another 6 years?
Older. No. Oh my God. I don't know. I didn't know you were going to ask anything like that. I mean, I hope Basement's still going strong. So I really would love to still be a resident there. Cause it's only grown over these years. And so I'm hoping that's still the case. The mastermind behind Dark Side, Josex, he, has started creating our art car called Darth. We took it out to Audio Trist this time, and that was the Dark Side stage. The idea will be that it is a mobile piece of art that is a stage too that we can perform on. Oh, man, nice. So in 6 years' time, I want to see Darth deck the fuck out and traveling around the state, if not the country, just fucking shit up in its path.
Wow.
With us in the back, banging the bass, getting ratchet, being goth.
Hey, cool.
Leaving aftermath everywhere we go.
Hey, hope that thing works out. Definitely. Because
Absolutely.
You know, is that something that you would definitely be a dream that for that to happen?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a dream that I got to help christen it at Audio Trist because that was the first time it came out. You know, it's still a work in progress. So none of the exterior art is there yet. It's just the shell. And then we're loading the equipment in, but eventually it's going to have its own sound system. And we'll start aesthetically looking at the outside. It's going to have like an ossuary, catacombs, bones, crypt kind of vibe, of course.
Nice.
Keep it dark side.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like I can already, Jose and I talk about it so much, I'm like, I can see it in my mind. The shell is there. It's going to come. So yeah, in 6 years, I would love to see it come completely to fruition and hopefully take it to some festivals, things like that.
So if I was to ask you, with who would you want to work with one day? Who would that person be?
Like, who would I want to DJ with?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. You know what? Honestly, probably Eva and Laba. I mean, they've come up here and I've done some gigs with them, Eva and Oscure, here in Bakersfield. But I would love to see not just myself, but all the Darkside DJs be able to, you know, go down to LA and represent for Darkside out of town. And so for me, the natural place to go would be Los Angeles Breakbeat Association, if they would have us, of course. But they're the homies. They get what we do. And so who knows what could happen in the future.
And you know what? When you go outside of Bakersfield and you start grabbing that's when you know that it's blowing up.
Yeah, I was fortunate this summer. I got invited to this really cool outdoor festival in Fresno. It's called Alley Wave, and it's sort of in the heart of their downtown. There's this alley, and it's very jagged. It kind of looks like a Tetris piece, right? And there's all these brick walls.
Wow.
And they just gate it all off, and each of these little corridors within this alley is a different stage. And they've got like 5 different stages of music. It opens up into this big indoor like industrial building where there's a main stage and a bar. There's bands, there's merch, like all this stuff. And some homies from Fresno, they're called Bass Fiends Crew. Yeah, Bass Fiends Crew. They invited me up. They were like, hey, we want Darkside. It turned out I was going to be the only one available because we had Basement the same night. They were like, go up, rep. So I went up there to join them. And I get there, right? They're setting up. And they had gotten a hearse for me because they knew Princess Darkness was coming. So they had a friend who's like a mortician, or their family owns like a mortuary or something. And so they brought this
you up in it?
Beautiful brand new hearse. No, it was a surprise. So I didn't even know it was going to be there.
Wow.
So it was parked right next to the stage. And we have pictures of like the Dark Side banner in front of it and stuff. I was like, all right, I'm with my peeps. They get me. They had like 4 big ass Earthquake subs and a hearse. I was like, okay, I'm with my tribe.
As a matter of fact, I know somebody that had 4 of those Earthquake subs inside of a room.
I know somebody
they used
too.
to bump too, and they used to, and that wasn't it. They had more stuff in there, but it just popped in my head right now when you said.
Well, yeah, you don't forget an Earthquake sub. That's why. You know, I had them at the Goth Club.
Backbreakers too, as a matter of fact. Those guys are so heavy to have to load if.
I know the wheels on them are even almost pointless. I never saw less than 3 guys lifting those damn things up.
You know, the wheels are good for you to push to a certain spot, but you know,
to adjust
the actual lift to get it up
onto the trailer or the truck or whatever.
I remember we did a Christmas parade that we were going to be on, and we had to get those things on a big rig on top.
Oh my God!
And
you had a ramp, right?
No, it was we had
God.
to lift all our stuff up, and we had 4 of those things, and it was a little challenge, you know, because you got to go up high, but those things were they're heavy.
Yeah, they are. See, that's where being a woman actually does come in handy, because I can pull the weakling girl card and be like, yeah, I'm not lifting that.
See, and that's what a lot of us that have been DJing for a lot of years, you know, you know, that are older, like me, for example, back in the day, that's what you used to take to gigs, you know, to just, even a little house party, and you would show up at that thing. That's
Oh, you're right.
with those things, I should say.
Yeah.
And your tops, and it was crazy with your helicopter lights and your beacon, and you were
Yeah.
banging, and you were badass.
Hell yeah.
You
I
know, and-
still love a house party too. I'm down to bang a house party. We were just talking. We did our Friendsgiving thing with all the Dark Side friends, and we were like, all right, I think we're going to do a house party this New Year's.
You know
'cause
what?
we
Tell
haven't
me
done it in a while.
you had something different than turkey.
Actually, you know what? I had been at the dentist earlier that day, and my whole face
So you
was
didn't
numb.
eat?
I didn't eat shit. I had
Well,
a
you drank though, I'm sure.
I
right?
had a lot of
Yeah.
rosé. I did. So it was liquid Friendsgiving for me.
You know that somebody brought that up. There actually was watching the news, and they were like, "Okay, this Friendsgiving. Okay, they have it on. Some people have it on Wednesday, like tonight. Okay, so." And they have turkey, they have mashed potatoes, they have everything, all the traditional stuff. Okay, so you're eating that on Wednesday, and then you're gonna go in with your family now on Thursday, and you're gonna eat it again on Friday, probably for leftovers. So
Right. But it's like a season. It's like
You know,
it's
it's-
like when strawberries are in season. You can only get them for a month, really, when they're super good. So you just keep it going, right?
man, I lived in the strawberry territory
Where
in
at?
Oxnard.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I was born and raised in Oxnard. Came out here about 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, like 2.5 probably not by now.
Oh.
And it's just that's a lot of agriculture stuff out there with fresh vegetables. With the celery and everything. The carrots not a big thing. Carrots I see that is up here. The carrots,
Oh, yeah.
certain farms and stuff have the carrots up here, but down there it's a lot of the fresh lettuce, cabbage, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of ag
strawberries.
there, but Oxnard is close enough to Ventura. You get a lot of good concerts and things like that. You can drive up
yeah.
to real
there's-
easily, huh?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, my boys out there in Ventura.
Who?
106.3 Spin FM.
Oh, snap.
Mr. Alex G out there. Big shout out to him out there in Puerto Guaneme. I gotta make it sound a little.
A little exotic.
Yeah, make him seem like he's out there in paradise. Out there like in Puerto Vallarta or something. Make him feel like that. And all he does is hear the seagulls right there by his window.
Yeah, and see the offshore oil rigs right there, right?
But you know what? It's something great about living out there, though, is there's nothing like a feeling that when you wake up in the morning and you open that door and you
smell air,
well,
not dirt.
What? Yeah, but you know what? It's the little like almost mist.
Yeah.
It's the marine layer that's.
I grew up in Monterey, so I
cool. See,
absolutely.
so you know it,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. I miss that so much. That's the hardest thing. Is like, I haven't lived in Monterey since I was in like 3rd grade, but I still remember that ocean dampness, that salty smell, that seaweed kind of smell.
Yeah.
And to some people, they think it stinks. To me, it's like, no, that's nature. That's, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an Aquarius too, so I really like anything having to do with the water. But I really miss that smell.
So you've been in Bakersfield pretty much your whole life, right?
Off and on, child of divorce. So sometimes I used to joke when people would ask me where I was from, I'd say I-5. So I lived, I was born in Bakersfield, lived in Monterey, Carmel, Salinas, with my dad for a little while, came back to Bakersfield, moved to Sacramento with my mom, moved back to Bakersfield for high school. Then after high school, I went back to Sacramento for a few years, before coming back to Bakersfield. So I've been back in Bakersfield now for like 16 years. And it's weird because I hate it and I love it at the same time. Like I always think about other places I'd rather move. What's got a better music scene or what's got better career opportunities or whatever. But then there's always that, but I'd be missing out on so many things if I left Bakersfield. I don't want to leave all my friends, all my dark side homies behind. I don't want to leave behind Basement when it's so much fun and it gives me so much joy. I feel like there's still, especially as a DJ, a lot I can explore through Bakersfield because we're sandwiched in between LA and Fresno. And so we're not, like, absolutely we have our own scene. there's all this local talent, and we all kind of collaborate. You know, it's like Dark Side, Independent Minds. There's other crews too, and you know, we kind of feed off of each other and stuff, and that's great. But it's an easy branch into like going and sharing a gig with the Fresno homies, or hopefully going to LA and seeing like Josex at the Avalon or something. And so it's nice to be able to have an easy drive to even more expansive scenes.
Yeah,
that's hard to compete with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, one thing that I've noticed is since the time I've been out here is being like you mentioned, you know, Bakersfield being in the middle of two huge cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just don't understand why Bakersfield does not bring in more people. I noticed that a lot, you know, and it's sad to see that because.
Well, what do you mean when you say bringing in people?
Okay.
Because obviously, like, if you're talking about just residents,
entertainment
it's getting bigger. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like entertainment wise, I think it should be completely at another level than where it's at.
What do you want to see?
And I'm talking about, okay, for example, why can't Snoop be out here? Why can't Snoop Dogg come out here? Why can't, you know what I'm saying? Why can't Dr. Dre, for example? It's just, I'm just throwing names out there, but it's, why doesn't it happen?
Yeah, where's the Kendrick Lamar concert?
Why do you have to go drive so many hours when you have this huge place here?
Well, I can answer that.
And outskirts too. That would probably show up if you had a big, you know, attractive concerts and come in.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't understand that aspect of it. I don't.
Well, I think that you have to remember that Bakersfield is the Republican stronghold in a blue state. And so, yeah, I don't know that we're ever going to have the Kendrick Lamar showcase in Bakersfield. What I do think we get, though, and I was fortunate enough to get to witness this myself last year, is we get bands that come here to do pre-tour. And those shows are special because they're sort of working out the sound and maybe lighting or doing tour footage. So last summer, I saw Nine Inch Nails pre-tour. And that was amazing because, you know, I still got to get my goth on. And Trent Reznor was like everything to me. The Downward Spiral was the very first CD I ever bought for myself when CDs became a thing.
Wow.
And so getting to see them in my hometown, and since it was a pre-tour show, they were doing tour footage. And so it was at Rabobank Arena, but they smashed everything up in the corner so they could pack it out, make it look a lot fuller, even though they only sold something like 1,000 tickets, or it was pretty small actually. So it was so intimate getting to see them in such a giant venue. And that had been the thing that had kept me from seeing Nine Inch Nails for such a long time, was just that I didn't want to do the sort of arena rock thing with them, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was definitely one of the most like special shows I've ever seen. Definitely also, I got the privilege of seeing Morrissey here before he walked off stage. He still owes me money for that ticket, asshole. But until he walked off stage, that was like one of the best concerts I've ever seen. I mean, he was just doing hit after hit after hit. And we were singing along. It was just everything I wanted a Morrissey show to be until he walked off stage, because he's a pompous ass.
Why? Why did he do that?
You know, I say that it was because Noelia attacked him the last time he had been here, and he saw her in the crowd, and he got scared and he left. That's my story. I'm not saying anyone should believe that, but you can check YouTube and see her attacking Morrissey. And so I'm just saying he probably had PTSD from the first time he got attacked by somebody from Dark Side.
he didn't want to get punched.
Right. He knew he was gonna catch some hands.
Like, you know what? He's like, man, these women, they'll take you down. You better watch it. Better watch it.
Exactly. We don't want to hear no B-sides, Morrissey.
Man.
So I mean, there are good shows that come to town here. You just kind of definitely you got to define what's a good show a little broader, because if you want to see a lot of like top 40, you're right, you're probably going to miss some of that in Bakersfield. If you want to hear just things that are on the radio, you're right, you might miss some of that in Bakersfield.
So what you're saying is I'm never going to get Anderson .Paak out here, right?
I don't know. I mean, you could start a petition or something. But I think that, you know, music is so much broader now because of the internet, because of SoundCloud, Mixcloud, this, that, the other, Twitch. There's so many more people that have access to an audience now that if you like underground music, if you like sort of something that's subversive, there's definitely something that you can find here in Bakersfield that's going to be going on if you're into that. Be it like a touring punk band. We have a really great underground punk scene here, I think. When I was DJing at Club Heresy, we were bringing bands that I was always into in the goth scene. It doesn't mean that they had, 8 million followers on Facebook or Instagram, or I don't know, whatever they're measuring it by these days. But I definitely know these were bands that I could sing along to every song, and that's what it meant to me.
Exactly. That's special right there.
Exactly. And for me, that means more. I'd rather see a show with 1,000 or less people and really share the experience with the band or with the act or whoever it is than go to an arena show where I'm pushing and I'm shoving and I'm squinting because the person's so far away and they can't see me, and I can hear people talking behind me and they're selling fucking popcorn outside and so for me I still like what I can get out of Bakersfield in terms of that, when like the Fox Theater is going to be one of the bigger shows I go see or something.
Yeah. I thought I would mention that because it's just, I don't know. I just, maybe I've been looking for certain things and.
I think you're right, though. We're almost
city
500,000 strong. Yeah, we should have more sort of arena-style shows going on than we do. But, it's, like I said, it's a conservative stronghold, and I think if Carrie Underwood ever wants to come to town, that happens. But, like I said, I don't think we're going to see Kendrick Lamar here anytime soon.
It looks like country music they do. They cater to that. I noticed some big names.
Or stuff that like old people listen to. Like I think Elton John's been here like 8 times.
Wow.
I know. I don't care, but somebody out there does, because clearly he sold out a concert here several times. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think that there are those shows here too. It's just I think a lot of people that would maybe listen to a show like this wouldn't be into the kind of concerts you could also see here most of the time.
Yeah.
Or at least the arena style ones.
Yep, that's right. And you know what? I did mention Anderson .Paak. You know, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit. He did, as a matter of fact, he's from Oxnard. Uh-huh. And he just released his album called Oxnard.
Oh, shit.
This last weekend, they went to a record release and they did it in Oxnard, and Dr. Dre was there. And
oh, wow.
Supposedly it was banging. What was it? 2.5 hours he did? Hour and a half set.
Wow.
He actually treated them people. Yeah.
That's
Live
cool.
band and everything. Yeah. It from what I seen the videos, it was like, I wish I could have been there at that one. And that was cool of him giving back to the city of Oxnard, even calling it.
Repping his hometown.
Calling it Oxnard. That's
right.
The name of the CD. And
well,
it's out there now, available.
Jose coined the term Bakersfield. So we're not Bakersfield anymore. We're in the deep heart of Bakersfield.
There you go. Then you know what? You guys put a record together and that's what you're going to call it.
He has a mix called Bakersfield already, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They call it Bakersfield in 83, 84 when breakdancing was
Oh,
popular.
yeah? Man.
Oh, man. So we're recycling terms?
See, that's something.
What is old becomes new again.
Breakdancing I've noticed has been a big influential part of DJs, because a lot of them were breakdancers at one point, or they used to pop.
Yeah.
But and they're DJing right now, and a lot of them say that's how I started, and I started paying attention and listening, and I go, man, I want to DJ.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the 4 elements of hip hop. It's like you could be a DJ, you could be a b-boy, you could be a graffiti artist, or you could be an MC. What's it going to be? And some people more than one, right? So I feel like I wish we had a lot more b-boy representation in Bakersfield. We have like one b-boy friend, Moss, who will bring it, and occasionally he has a friend with him. But like I know in Fresno, that scene is huge. Anytime I go to a club in Fresno or an event in Fresno, the b-boys are out and they're representing, and they have a big Hmong community that are like teaching their toddlers how to break dance. It's a part of that that community's culture now, not just the hip hop culture. But I think there's a lot more of the dance club style gigs, like things you might hear, you know, breakdanceable music at up there than there is down here. But we still got basement.
There you go.
Yep. So we got to hold it down. We got to hold it down and
I
hopefully
agree.
watch it grow.
All right, I'm going to ask you one more.
Okay.
So when you take the stage, right, and you start DJing, what is it the number one thing that gets you just going? What is it? Is it a certain song? Is it seeing the crowd just feeling it? Is it?
It's probably two things for me. It is equal parts seeing the crowd respond well to what I'm doing. So if I play something and I hear the woo girls wooing, I see the ratchet girls getting down, I see the dudes grabbing a chick and getting on the dance floor, or I see the OGs in the corner bobbing their heads approvingly, you know, that absolutely gives me the energy I need because we're like feeding off of each other, right? But because break beats are so much of what I do too, it's the subs. When I can feel that bass, because I wear like 4-inch tall platforms or higher like every day because I'm a goth girl. Yeah, wearing some right now. So you can't feel a lot normally, but when that bass starts coming up all the way through my shoes, up through my bones, and I can feel it all the way up into my sternum, it's like glory.
Rush, huh?
It's glory. Yeah, absolutely. It's like an opioid, you know what I mean? You feel it and it's amazing and all you do is want more, and it's almost addictive in that same way. Yeah. I'm addicted to the bass. I'm a bass head.
Wow. What advice would you give somebody young that's a female that wants to get into DJing?
I would definitely say just don't let no assholes tell you can't. Define it on your own terms. Be who you are. Keep doing your thing and prove them all wrong.
You guys heard that. Any young girls out there listening, man, don't let nobody knock your dreams. If you want to be a DJ, you can be a DJ.
And if they do knock your dreams, that's when you sock them in the face.
Exactly. You guys need to take her class. And, that socking one. Sock it to me, babe.
Sock it to me parts 1 and 2.
Man, guys. So where can they... If they want to get a hold of you, if they want to look you up, give them that information so they can go ahead and...
All right, so I'm always on Instagram at princess_darkness. I'm on Facebook. Also, it's facebook.com/princessdarknessbrc. And you can find me on SoundCloud also, which is soundcloud.com/princessdarkness-1. That's the number 1, not spelled out 1.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. So everybody, you guys already know where and how to get a hold of her. Where are you going to be at this weekend? Are you going to be somewhere where somebody could go check you out that's listening out here that's going to be in Bakersfield?
Actually, tomorrow night I will be at the Mint for Freaky Things with Josex, and Noelia's getting on the decks. I'm so excited about that because she's going to fuck shit up with the dark wave and the goth element. I'll go on next, and then Josex will close it out. So that'll be fun. Really nice way to dance off the turkey coma.
Oh, yeah.
The Mint is always fun on holiday nights because everyone's done dealing with their families. It's time to get into our coping mechanisms, get drunk with the homies, see the friends that you don't get to see that are live out of town now but are coming back to Bakersfield to see, you know, family and stuff like that. So I always enjoy having a gig on a holiday night in Bakersfield because it's sort of like a kind of like a high school reunion type thing for me, you know. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow, absolutely. So that's at the Mint in downtown Bakersfield on the corner of 19th and M Street, like Mary, or like the Mint. And we'll be inside, Dark Side DJs for Freaky Things.
There you go, guys. Mm-hmm. You can't say there's nothing to do.
You can.
There it is. You guys go check it out.
If you think there's nothing to do, holla at your girl.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what to
Hit
do.
her up. She's going to tell you guys. And if, like I said, if you guys loved and enjoyed this set right here, what you guys heard, You guys already know where to go find her. Follow her, guys. Dope DJ, great music, great person, man. So hopefully you guys, continue showing the love to her too, as you do for the Blue Zone show. And I want to say thank you to everybody out there on Twitch or on the Twitch app, the link also. So wherever you may be, if you're on Facebook, there's no Facebook, so I wish there was, but I'm banned from there completely.
What? Really? I squeezed off that one live video, so
no video uploading at all, or live. That's how bad they got with me.
Why? Is it copyright or what?
Yeah, because I used to do it a lot and go for hours.
Oh, okay.
So they finally
they want you to pay like a commercial fee for that or something.
They cut you off, but they don't tell you that's what it is. They use some excuses that.
Damn you, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that guy. That guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
This was episode 50, guys. Princess Darkness was right here. Bless them. I'm gonna call them. They're turntables too.
Yeah, on the
They're
decks.
definitely the wheels of steel right there. Dope set. You guys already know where you can find her, and I want to invite everybody else out there that you guys could see it right now. That the Blue Zone anniversary show is coming up Sunday, December 2nd at the Avenue.
Ooh,
you guys
I'm gonna
already
be there.
know. You guys already know the Avenue, man. That's Vegas style club right there. Like a lot of investment right there on that place. It's all gonna be blue. There's gonna be a gang of DJs, guys. A gang. Let me tell you that.
Who's gonna spin?
Man, there's DJs. I'm gonna mention some DJ Six. There's
some fool named Richard Duval. I heard.
Yeah, he's gonna. As a matter of fact,
some vato.
Yeah, that vato Richard Duval is gonna be
Richie D.
Opening it up.
Is that what he's calling himself
yeah,
now?
Richie D up in here. He's gonna be opening up tonight. But there's a lot of DJs that have their own style. They're different, and I want to thank them because they reached out to me when I first said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Whoever's wants to. They were the ones that came to me at the time, and
oh, nice. Isn't there? You have a girl.
Yeah, that's Magic Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does she's a talk box. Like Zap and Roger.
Really?
You need to hear her. She's
what? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna come check her out that day. Definitely. She's
badass. Let me tell you, she's been here. Also, she's co-host here with me. Good, great person, friend. Genesis is her name, and has a banging song right now that's I don't know if it's out. Is it technically released yet or not? Technically not yet.
You can mention I just finished mastering it the other day.
Oh.
It was just finished mastered, guys. Right now, breaking news. It was just mastered and everything, so it's gonna be available pretty soon here in the very near future. But she will perform that track. Definitely at the show.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a Sunday, right?
It's a Sunday. Starts at 2 p.m. A lot of different. The DJs are all different styles, and they can do whatever they want. Again, just like the Blue Zone there that day. So there's gonna be drink specials. I'm sure there's gonna be a Blue Zone drink there.
Oh no, some kind of a
I don't
Windex
know
looking
what the
cocktail.
Heck, but it's gonna be, smoke's gonna be coming out of it and fire and everything.
I'm here for it. I'll try one. We'll see. You might have to pay for my Uber later if I try one and it fucks me up.
Real quick, that reminded me of a drink that I had in when I went on the Cinco de Mayo boat thing to Ensenada. There's a shop place there that if you take a little tour that takes you to like a bar hopper, and you go to a shop place that's there and I drank a thing called the Beast. So that tells you in itself how deadly this thing was.
I'm getting heartburn just thinking about it.
It was dark and it had Jägermeister. They even threw a little bit of cinnamon on top.
Oh my God.
And they lit this table on fire. And I was drinking this drink that was on fire too. And
What?
the guy goes, no, drink and nothing's going to happen to you. and I grabbed it and I
And it was on fire
I
when you
pounded
drank it?
Yeah. And there's a video of
Now I
me.
got bangs. I
There's a
can't
video
risk.
of me on I think on Facebook. If you look back to May, it's in there.
All right, I'm gonna have to check
I'm
that
drinking
out.
this damn thing, and it was crazy. Nobody else wanted to drink it.
Is that the real reason you're wearing a hat right now? Because you burned all your hair
Hell
off in
yeah.
Ensenada?
Yep.
Pretty soon you'll have to be painting your eyebrows on like mine are. Burn
Man.
those off too.
Too bad this is not gone.
I know, right?
That way there wouldn't be no white. But that's the invite, guys, to everybody. Whether you're spinning that day or not, man, it would be an honor to have you there. Everybody that's been a part of the show through these, because today is 50, episode 50, guys. We're really winding down here to the year, and a couple more weeks, and it's that anniversary. And it would be dope to have everybody that's been a part of it be there, and every other DJ that's out there listening that wants to come in and meet me and meet people. Come on down and chill, because my show's about uniting DJs, not putting DJs against each other
or putting labels on them.
Exactly. And we're all family. We're all trying to do the same thing, and
stronger together, right?
Exactly. So I'm going to continue to do the show as long as I'm able to, And,
well, congratulations on
thank you.
On a year of shows. This is a really great contribution to not just our local scene, but to everybody that can stream it too. So thank you so much. It was an honor to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. And guys, hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving out there, wherever you may be. 805-661-818. I know there's Arizona people tuning in. Florida tunes in too. So wherever you may be, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe, and we will see you on Friday, Black Friday. We're having a double episode this week.
Oh snap!
I don't know if I should tell you who it is. No, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys already. We're going to have, actually, he's already, I'm going to call him a legend because he is. We're going to have C- up in this joint this Friday. C-, y'all. So 7 p.m. Remember, you guys got all day to go do your Black Friday shopping, spend all your money you want. But 7 p.m., tune in. C- in the house right here on the Blue Zone Show with your boy DJ EVP. Have a good night. We'll see everybody. Thank you, Princess Darkness, for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week. Good Friday first.
You're tuned into the Blue Zone Show with DJ EVP and special guests. Need information on being a guest on the Blue Zone Show? Send your information to DJ EVP at thebluezoneshow@hotmail.com. Follow us on our live stream right here on Twitch. Here's your host, DJ EVP. 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 EVP.